Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more details videos. Eala receives sampaguita hair tie from sportswear brand. Eala shared that it was sports brand Nike's idea to give her a hair with the national flower of the Philippines, the sampaguita. She may have been thousands of miles away from home during her Wimbledon debut, but Filipina tennis phenom Eala made sure to have a reminder of the Philippines with her, thanks to a meaningful accessory. In one of the more recent posts on her Instagram account, Alex posted a photo of a custom-made hair tie from Nike that included a sampaguita, the country's national flower. In the caption to the post, Alex wrote that the accessory is a reminder of where she came from and everything that brought her there. Alex further elaborated on the accessory during an interview after her match with Wimbledon defending champion Barbara Krejcikova, saying that the hair tie is special to her since it reminds her of her country and her culture. She also explained that it's where she comes from that makes her special. She also explained that it was Nike's idea to include the sampaguita. Alex's Wimbledon debut came after an impressive few months for the Filipina athlete. Just last month, she was officially ranked by the Women's Tennis Association, WTA, at number 56, marking an 18-spot jump from her earlier ranking of number 74 after reaching the finals of the Eastbourne Open. Alex first caught the Filipino public's attention after her historic Miami Open run back in March, where she bowed out in the semifinals to world number 4 Jessica Pegula. After her Miami Open performance, she rocketed up to number 75 in the WTA rankings, a huge jump from her previous ranking of number 140. The sampaguita thread, a gift for Eala. In the golden sunlight of an early Manila morning, just as the tennis courts at Rizal Memorial Sports Complex began to hum with the soft rhythm of bouncing balls and light footwork, something quietly significant happened. A small, silk-wrapped box was handed to Eala, the Philippines' rising tennis star. Inside it, a single hair tie, hand-woven ivory white, adorned with 3 small sampaguita blossoms embroidered on a soft green thread. It was a gift, not just from a sportswear brand, but from home. The symbol of sampaguita. Sampaguita, the national flower of the Philippines, carries centuries of meaning. Its delicate white petals have long stood for purity, humility, and strength, quiet strength. Worn behind ears in school ceremonies, pinned on uniforms, or used in garlands for guests of honor, the flower is both common and deeply revered. For Alex, the hair tie was more than an accessory. It was a message. She had just returned from a grueling circuit in Europe, red clay, fast grass, hard courts, new altitudes. She had won some, lost some, but through it all, she had fought hard, the way she always does, with a mixture of ferocity and grace that belies her age. At just 20, she had become a household name in the Philippines and an emerging figure in global tennis. The gift came from Salim Bay, a homegrown sportswear brand known for infusing Filipino culture into modern athletic gear. The hair tie, part of their new Lahing Lakas, Lineage of Strength collection, had not been released yet. Alex was the first to receive it. A thread between worlds. The founder of Salim Bay, 34-year-old Mira de la Vega, explained the design herself in a handwritten note tucked inside the box. The sampaguita does not grow tall nor loud, but it blooms faithfully, no matter the storm. You carry our hopes, Alex, not as pressure, but as power. Tie your hair with pride. Alex smiled when she read it. She tied her hair back, looped the sampaguita band twice, and jogged onto the court for her practice session. The sun cast a soft glow on her silhouette as she served the first ball, which cracked across the net like a shot fired from a bow. That was the thing about Alex. She carried tradition like a sword. The gifts ripple. News of the sampaguita hair tie spread quickly, as things often do in the social media age. A photo posted on Salim Bay's Instagram showed Alex mid-practice, ponytail swaying, hair tie catching the light. The caption read, "Strength doesn't need to shout. It blooms." In the comment section, young Filipino athletes wrote about how they'd never seen cultural symbols integrated so elegantly into sports gear. One swimmer said she'd braid a sampaguita thread into her cap strap. A runner from Bukidnon said he would wear his mother's embroidered kerchief on race days. The hair tie became more than a gift, it became a spark. Fashion bloggers and sports commentators began discussing the intersection of performance, wear, and national identity. It wasn't about tokenism or aesthetics alone. The movement was deeper, a reclamation of space by Filipino culture in global athletics. The sampaguita hair tie wasn't a costume. It was a claim. And for Alex, it felt like a silent cheer from every Filipino child who had ever picked up a racket in a cramped barangay court. A conversation with Alex. In an interview a few days later, Alex spoke about the hair tie during a segment on a local sports show. "It's funny," she said, tugging gently at her ponytail. "It's such a small thing. But when I wear it, I feel connected. Like every stroke I play is for more than just points. It reminds me why I started." "Why did you start?" the host asked. "Because I loved the sound of the ball hitting the racket. Because I wanted to run fast and hit hard. But also because I saw people cheering for a Filipino on screen and I thought, maybe they'll cheer for me too." The host smiled. "And now they are." Alex nodded. "That means everything." Craftsmanship and culture. Behind the hair tie's quiet elegance was weeks of thoughtful craftsmanship. Mira de la Vega had worked with artisans from Laguna and Lumban to perfect the embroidery. The thread was organic cotton, sourced locally and dyed using traditional methods, with green from mango leaves and white from bleached banaba bark. Each sampaguita blossom on the band had 4 petals instead of 5, a small nod to both imperfection and identity. "We wanted each tie to feel personal," Mira said. "Not a stamp. A story." The sportswear world noticed. In a sea of mass-produced neon bands and silicon accessories, the sampaguita hair tie stood out, not because it shouted, but because it whispered something powerful. It told you where it came from. It told you who made it. And in Alex's case, it told you who she played for. A moment at Wimbledon. Weeks later, at Wimbledon, Alex stepped onto court 8 for her opening match. The grass was trimmed to military precision. The crowd was small but polite. Cameras zoomed in. Tied neatly around her thick brown ponytail was the now iconic white hair tie. When she raised her racket in acknowledgement of the umpire, the camera caught a glimpse of the sampaguita embroidery. It was just a second, but that was enough. Filipino fans all over the world saw it. "She wore us." Someone tweeted. "She wore us on the world's oldest court." She won that match in straight sets. More than merchandise. In the months that followed, Salim Bey released the full Lehing Lakas line, running shorts with subtle banding patterns, sweatbands embroidered with traditional Visayan script, tank tops inspired by Mindanao's weaving motifs. But the sampaguita hair tie remained the symbol of the line, and the heart of the movement. Sales proceeds helped fund youth athletic programs in under-resourced provinces. Alex donated her Wimbledon match fee to a grassroots tennis program in Davao. Mira flew there herself to deliver 100 hair ties to young girls playing on sun-cracked cement courts with borrowed rackets and dreams as wide as the sky. Legacy in bloom. Alex Eala is still climbing. Her serve is stronger, her footwork faster, her game smarter. But that small hair tie remains with her, a loop of tradition, wrapped tight around her. And somewhere in the provinces, in dusty courts and makeshift gyms, little girls tie their hair with homemade white threads, embroidered by their mothers and grandmothers, and pretend they're Alex, running to the baseline, racket in hand, eyes full of fire and flowers. Because in that hair tie is more than fabric. There's lineage. There's legacy. There's the scent of sampaguita, blooming even under pressure. There's home.